everybody, it's the T-Rock100 and welcome back to more of Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. Last time, we trenched it through routes 12, 13, and 14. And I guess, technically, 15? Oh, wait! Oh, okay. Yeah, we trenched it through a lot of routes today, well, last time, and then we arrived here at Fuchsia City, collecting the Super Rod, and met up with a Safari Warden. This time, we finally explore. Starting over here. Slowpoke, friendly and very slow moving. I don't know if this actually counts towards seeing Pokemon in our Pokédex. Let's see. Oh, it does! The King of the Seas. Nice. I think from right in here we have some new items. The Ultra Ball and the Max Repel. I guess we technically have some full heals as well, but you know what? I'm actually gonna stock up on some full heals. And by doing that, I am going to do this. Yeah, I'll get rid of this. There we go. And we have a Kabuto right here. An extremely rare Pokemon that was regenerated from a fossil. And we are now up to 100 Pokemon that we have seen. Eternal Pokemon that raises its belly and a pouch in its belly. Actually, that should be a she. It says Kangaskhan's are guaranteed to be female. Eric, where's Sarah? I said I'd meet her here. Huh. The Safari Zoo has a zoo in front of the entrance. Out back is a safari game for catching Pokemon. Warden and Slowpoke are running a promotion campaign right now. Try here to get to the farthest corner of the Safari Zone. If you can make it, you'll win a very convenient prize. Huh. You will think about it. Predicting the Warden and Slowpoke. You know, he has that vacant look like a Slowpoke. Warden Slowpoke is very knowledgeable about Pokemon. He even has some fossils of rare extinct Pokemon. Interesting. Warden Slowpoke came in, but I couldn't understand him. I think he's got a speech problem. No. He's just missing his teeth. Which is actually going to be part of our objective. Helping him find his long-lost teeth. That Einaball in there. Were you wanting that? Me too. Huh? That's a Pokemon? Yeah, just make sure that it has eyeballs. Then you'll be fine. Did you try the Safari game? There are some rare Pokemon that can only be caught there. I wish I was a Kangaskhan baby. I'd love to be a substitute for the baby and snuggle in the mother's belly, Kangaskhan's belly pouch. But only a Pokemon can use in the technique substitute. Want me to substitute to your Pokemon? Substitute and cuts in your maximum HP by a quarter. In exchange, it makes you impervious to attacks. The only times that when the substitute will fade is that if the damage does at least a quarter of the maximum. That's at least a quarter of your maximum HP of damage. I'm gonna say no. And also, buddy, if you want to be the baby, you might want to get a transgender on you. You'll thank me later! So, what do you say we head inside? Welcome to the Safari Zone. Just pay 500 and you can play the Safari game. You can roam the wide open Safari and catch what you like. You only use a special kind of Pokeballs here. You get Safari Balls. These are basically as powerful as Great Balls. We'll call you in the PA when you run out of time for Safari Balls. Well, I wish you the best of luck. This is the lone time when you will actually see, or I guess in this case, hear the evolution sound happening. Catch your Pokemon to take home as gifts. Where did my boy FireRed go? So, you have roughly, I think, 600 steps until it runs out. Not so bad. But, out here, we have some new Pokemon to talk about. In fact, this is one of the reasons why I actually started talking about the evolution line, and since I've been doing Scarlet and Violet. Saves me a little bit of some time on this. We have 5 Pokemon that we can find, and most of them are actually very worthwhile catching. Except for maybe 2. But, you know what? I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. We have some very nice Pokemon that we can find. First up is Execute, our first Grass Psychic type, and it kinda sucks. Why? Because it has some of the most quad weaknesses into pretty much any Pokemon that you'll be seeing throughout the game. In fact, practically ever. You'll need a Leaf Stone for it to fully evolve into an Executor, but even with that, it kinda stinks. Unless you want to use it as a Sun Summoner. No, I'm not kidding. It is one of the best Sun Summoners that you will find in the game. Oh, speaking of Sun Summoning, there's Sunny Day right there. If you really want one, I would probably say that you'll be better off with finding any other types of grass types from out there, because as much as I like the idea of it being a part Psychic type, it has some very high highs and some very critical low lows. So as it stands, if you truly want to have a really good Pokemon that knows that can get some things done, you won't find much of it here. Though that Chlorophyll ability with that Sunny Day might be beneficial, but I call it situational. So if you want it, by all means, but it isn't going to be a chore and getting into its full potential. Next up, Rhyhorn! Fun fact, Rhyhorn was the very first Pokemon that was ever created in the real world in terms of sketchings. And that's the only real good thing that I can say about it as a fun fact. Everything else about it is great. In fact, there's one right there. Big recommendation. If you want one, make absolutely sure the ability for the Rhyhorn is Rockhead. Lightning Rod draws and all electric type moves just to increase its power, and Rockhead prevents recoil damage, and it does know a handful of moves and that deals recoil damage. I would probably say if you truly want one, it is going to be one of the more challenging ones to catch. But if you can catch it and leveling it up to level 42 when it evolves into Rhydon, it is a beast. Literally. Has some great defense, has a great offensive stats. But like within most of the rock and ground types, or I guess it's great, ground and rock types, because it has to be special and on stuff for that, it's very slow. And kind of at a bad time. Well, sort of. This is a Pokemon that knows how to get the job done. It's a good defensive wall, but if you truly want it, make absolutely sure you have Rockhead for the ability, as in it will probably benefit you better than having to deal with electric type moves, because the NPCs will know for sure that you're going to be using a Pokemon that is immune to it, in more ways than one. Next up is Chansey, the rarest Pokemon that you will ever find in the game. Is it worth it though? Well, believe it or not, no. Okay, that's a little unfair. Let me kind of elaborate for you a little bit. 5 attack, 5 defense, 35 special attack. This thing sucks! The only thing that isn't ever truly going for you is special defense, making it one of the best special walls in the game. I do want to quickly point out that you do not have access to Blissey, making it one of the best special defensive walls with a buttload of HP. If you manage to fire Chansey and manage to catch it, I guess I could congratulate you for a nice job of catching it. But you're better off with Snorlax if you're looking for a better special wall, because even with that one, it has some really good offensive capabilities. And I would be remiss if I didn't say, why is Egg Bomb not its signature move? Seriously, it may as well be. Next up is Kangaskhan. If you're looking for a very nice physical offensive Pokemon with some pretty decent stats, you will find it here. This thing packs a very serious punch, kick, head, and even tail. No kidding, it does know how to make a punch and make a kick. But if you really want this thing here to be a powerful oomph, Hyper Beam is still technically counted as physical in this game. And it is that powerful. One big negative that I want you to be aware of is that while it does and it knows some good moves and it doesn't always benefit it for being a normal type, I consider this to not be a very good user for that of Earthquake, even though that it can learn it. Now, hear me out on this. I'm not saying that it's a terrible Pokemon with Earthquake. I'm just saying that it knows some really good and mix a variety of moves and that you can teach this thing that are physical offensive. But just be aware, the physical special split has not happened yet. So it's going to be a chore to get it up to that high of level. All in all, Kangaskhan is great, but it just gets slowly better as time goes on. Last up is Tauros. This thing. Whew! Boy, this thing is a ruined his physical sweeper. If you are ever looking for a physical sweeper that knows how to use a variety of great moves, you will find it here. Intimidate is one of the best abilities in the game. Lowering your opponent's offensive stat is critical, and I welcome it wholeheartedly. Downside: it can't take special hits for beads. And even without such a good speed, it can still hold its own rather nicely. The one other big weakness that I want to give it is that there are some moves that it does not have access to unless you go to the move reminder. But you may be surprised at what this bunny head can learn both to level up and through TMs. And once again, Hyper Beam is a fantastic move to give it. Sadly, Giga Impact doesn't exist in this game. That's not until the next generation. But, whoo, boy! This isn't one bull that you can either try to grab by the horn to tame it, or don't even try it at all. Pick your poison. You got a really good choice to go with. Alright, so while we're kind of going through this, you're given 30 Safari Balls, but you also have two other things in for you to use as well. There's Bait, that makes it so that you're, the one that you're going to be going for will stay long, but it'll be harder to catch. But you also have a Rock that'll make it angrier, but it'll be easier to catch. I believe there's also benefits depending on the usage for Return and Frustration, which you will be seeing a little bit later on. But they can be risky, either giving you the ultimate opportunity to potentially catch the Pokemon easier, or make them harder to catch depending on how you want it. In fact, I'll go ahead and give it a rock on this. This will make it an increased chance of making it flee as well, but it'll make it easier to catch. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Okay. I want to come in here real quick. Ah, finally! You're the first person to reach the secret house. Although I made a campaign for our grand opening, I was getting word that no one would win our campaign prize. Congratulations, you have won! HMO 3! I believe this contains strength? Surf, never mind. Pokemon will be able to ferry you across water using it. And this HM isn't disposable, so you can use it over and over. You're super lucky to winning this fabulous prize. I want to learn this move right away. Bubbly's not in my party. Never mind. Okay, I have to admit, that's pretty funny. Okay. Using the little time we have left, I want to see if I can try to explore a little bit more of the Safari Zone. Not gonna have a lot of more steps left. About to probably be reaching the end of it literally at any moment. But I want to try to explore more of the nooks and crannies of this place, if I possibly can. Have I been in this house yet? No, I have not. You keep any item you find in the Safari Zone, but you'll run out of time if you try for all of them at once. Eevee should evolve into Flareon, but a Frenzy if you turn into... Wait, what about a Vaporeon? Yeah, it's called an Eevee Evolution, dude. Go to the deepest part of the Safari Zone, you'll win a prize. Already got it, buddy. The Safari Zone's huge, wouldn't you say? Fuchsia's gym leader Koga patrols the grounds every so often. Thanks to him, I don't give a shit what you have to say. Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that you're not going to be getting every single item from the very start. But I'm going to go back in there, because I got a decent amount of money. Alright. In fact... No, I can't use Surf yet. Oh, right, because I don't have it learned yet. Jeez, I are totally smart. Alright. Going up here, we have a Leaf Stone. I might as well consider that selling fodder at that point. I haven't quite decided if I want to evolve into Victory Bell yet, but we'll see. Oh hey, it's a neat arena. I already got one of you. Anything else from over here? No. So my ultimate goal is to basically explore a little bit more of the Safari Zone. Because there are some rare Pokemon that you can find out here. It's just in that some of the rare Pokemon are going to be very hard to catch. You will be able to find more of these Pokemon a little bit later on in the game. But there are some Pokemon that are exclusively found here. And I both like it and I don't like it. Oh, hey! New one! Gimme, 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 gimme! Guaranteed Needle King. Yeah, I think out here in the Safari Zone, the version exclusives, it could be both easier to find and a little bit harder to find as well. But I think... Was that one like a 1% or a 5% chance? I don't remember. Uh-oh, we got a big one. And it's a lie. You are guaranteed to run away from these Pokemon out in the Safari Zone because, well, you don't have any Pokemon out and you can't exactly use them. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, fine. I'll look up here real quick. I know I could technically use the item finder, but where's the fun in that? Was there anything up here? Yes, there is. quick cure. That sometimes enables you to go first as a held item, which is very, very nice. You know what? Let's try a rock. I got a rock. So unfortunately, I think will also affect the Pokemon's happiness as well, which is not exactly a good sign. And see, case in point, they will run away from you. And this is a dead end, is it? Okay, fine. I'll use the item finder. Because there can't just be a big wind-up in space for nothing. But that is a Venonet. There he goes. I could technically now get myself that experience share at this point. In fact, you know what? Let me check. One more. It's on that deserted island, and I can't get to it. Okay, no, I've been that way already. Let's see. I just made a big... Damn it! Okay. I'm gonna go back in there. And I want to find out about what that ding-dong-dang item is. And maybe find another Pokemon that I can catch. I was trying to catch a Tratini a little while back. Alright. Alright. And of course, I would definitely not suggest you use your repels in this location. Because, well, why would you? Probably because then you're probably not the brightest. Oh, hey, look, a Parasect! I already got one of you. Yay! Is there really nothing there? Good lord. Get that check that spotter, right? And get used to seeing these eggheads. But now that I'm kind of thinking about it, does the one on the far right hand corner looking like it is about to have brain damage? Out of that, it cracked up so bad from a joke that it literally cracked. That's a joke that I usually like to tell whenever I see cracked eggs. Like, alright, which one of you guys told these eggs a very bad joke? I almost said yolk there for a moment. I have no life. Nope. That's the wrong way again. I should realize this. Okay, found another Rhyhorn. Ah! Yay! I'm okay. We have this item over here. I missed out on it. Gimme. Max survive. Now, what was up here? Nothing? Really? How much stuff do I have? Not much! Got a max potion right there. That's very nice. Well, hello. Alright, what's in here? Tossing rods of Pokemon might make them run, but they'll be easier to catch. Using bait will make Pokemon more likely to stick around and to get busy eating. I hiked a lot, but I didn't see any Pokemon I wanted. Maybe you should consider going into fishing. Alright. So that's all for the item finder for now. If you get gold teeth. Yuck. Well, I guess those gold dentures are made to last, I guess. I'm going to take another crack at it and see if I can find anything good in here, like maybe a Tritini. I do want to quickly point out, you can find Tritini and Dragonair sitting out here in this particular pond. Hence the reason of why I not talked about them in this episode, because I've already talked about them. From when you can get them from the game corner. So I do recommend this, rather than gambling. Because you can only get so much money at a time, and it's not exactly happy fun times. I also like how our head doesn't move while everything else of our bodies move. Alright. These Pokemon here just don't like to be what I want them to be. Hey! Take it out! We'll try a rock at it. Ow. Ah! Oh, right, because whenever you throw a rock at it, it resets the likeliness of it being easier to catch when you throw rocks at it. Wouldn't this consider to be animal abuse? Because we're practically throwing rocks at it as a human, and not so much as using our Pokemon to do the fighting for us. You know what? That Tritini and Hedgehog would agree with me. Yeah, I think that one was pretty savage enough for me to not get complimented on that. And I think if my memory serves, you have like a 1 or 5% chance of finding a Dragonair out here in the pond with the Super Rod only. So that means if you haven't gone to Route 13 to get yourself into that Super Rod, you're gambling. Alright, let's see here. Freaking Goldeen! You know what? If I was able to eat seafood, I would totally turn you into fish sticks. Except that would probably kill me. Okay, found another one. I do want to point out that their catch rates don't... Oh, come on! Okay, I have to admit, that's pretty funny. Okay, no more throwing the... What just happened? Did my game reset? Apparently I found a way how to reset the game. Well, restart my save point. Well, in good Top Gear fashion, on that disappointing note, I think now may be a good time for us to end things off from right here. So next time, after I work my way back out to where we were, I think it's about time that we take on the gym. I will see you guys then. And now if you'll excuse me, I have to go scream into a pillow.